Hello there, King Bros, and welcome back to World of Roocraft. I'm your lore master Roo, and this is my robotic buddy Boomer.
Hello there, Boomer Bros. Hey Roo, Cheeky sent me some pictures. Wanna see them?
After what you guys did the last time, no thank you. I have seen enough. Where was I? Right. Today we take a look at the Western Plaguelands, another contested zone on the Eastern Kingdoms. Or is it in the Eastern Kingdoms? I have no freaking clue. The Western Plaguelands are meant for players from level 35 and upwards and has an intriguing backstory to it. So let's talk about that first. Come on Boomer, let's go!
No, not the teleport, it hurts!
Oh, I didn't catch that. Let's go!
I hate you!
That was for making me watch your sick robot intercourse. Let's move on. The area today known as the Western Plaguelands was once part of the Kingdom of Lordaeron, and I don't think I have to remind you of what happened to those guys. The now decrepit and grey landscape of the Westlands was once a lively green farmland. But that changed of course as the Third War started. The interesting thing about the Western Plagueland is that this is the place where the whole thing actually started out. The necromancer Kel'Thuzad and his cult of the damned figured out that they could use the town of Eastwold to speed up the spread of the undead plague. Back then Eastwold was the breadbasket of Lordaeron and its corn was distributed all over the kingdom. Say what you will about Kel'Thuzad, but that was a genius plan. He also placed cursed cauldrons on the big farms in the area to spread death and disease. The land changed, the trees fell victim to tumor-like growth and the whole place got pretty nasty in general. But we are staying in Eastwold for a minute. It became the place of Kel'Thuzad's defeat by the hands of Arthas Menethil, who later returned there as a Death Knight to gather the necromancer's remains. Fun fact, all the clocks in the town are frozen at 3 o'clock. The town is now called Underhall and remains under the control of the Scourge to this day. Another fun fact, the nearby ruined town of Caradero holds a dark secret. The cult of the damned base called Sholomange can be found there. Sholomange is another dungeon in the game, but we will talk about those a little bit later, I promise. What else happened in the Western Plaguelands? Let's talk about the Scarlet Crusade.
Oh, I remember them from your Forsaken review.
Exactly, Boomer. 1 plus point to you. The Scarlet Crusade tried to save what was left of the Plaguelands and made their camp in the town of Heartglen. That's pretty much all they did so far. I just wanted to mention them. But let's answer the question everybody has burning on their lips. Boomer, that's your cue.
What happened to the Plaguelands in the Cataclysm?
The Western Plaguelands were spared by the return of the death aspect. I say that a lot lately. But there is some development going on down there. After the Lich King was defeated, his grip over the Scourge was gone and the undead hordes there received a devastating blow. Another thing worth mentioning is that the Cenarion Circle came to the lands and they are attempting to heal it. Have we talked about the Cenarion Circle yet?
No!
Well, let me do so now to make sure this video reaches at least 10 minutes. The Cenarion Circle is exactly what you expect. It is an organization of druids dedicated to protecting nature and teaching new druids. They are faction neutral, which means that both druids from the Horde and Alliance can join them. The circle was formed by our old friend Malfurion Stormrage, who still leads it to this day, together with its name giver Cenarius and the Tauren druid Harmul Rune Totem. 10 kisses to everyone who can tell me where we saw this guy before. Good. I think that's enough padding for now, so let's get ready for our big adventure. For this adventure we will enlist the help of our undead warlock, since it's pretty much a home turf, and later move on to our worgen druid on the Alliance side. Don't worry, I won't rant about the shared quests this time. I think I found a pretty good way to cover them. Hold on to your hats, we are going in! Our adventure starts in Underhall, where we meet the Death Knight Koltira Deathweaver. The Horde and the Alliance are fighting over the town, and we of course agree to help the Horde out. There's only one problem. Even though Arthas the Lich King was defeated, the Scourge is still roaming the area and infesting Underhall. Earlier I said that all the clocks in Underhall are frozen at 3 o'clock. That's not entirely true, because now it's ass kick o'clock. That was bad. I apologize. But the lackeys of the Lich King aren't the only problem there. We have to deal with the Alliance forces and the Cult of the Damned too. The Lich Arwach the Summoner is chilling in Underhull and is using weird bone wells to summon skeletons. We have just the right solution for that. Grenades. Now don't tell me that isn't awesome. Where else do you get to blow up skeletons? We later kill the Lich himself and confront the leader of the cult, Darkmaster Gantling. We even get some help from Kultira and his alliance counterpart, the Death Knight Tessarian. But Gantling manages to escape and the town is finally freed from the Scourge. Now the two former friends Kultira and Tessarian face off on the battlefield. Or not. They decide to regroup and delay the battle for Underhull for now. This gives us some time to check out the rest of the Plaguelands. We are sent to the Bulwark to further the plot. Oh, it feels great to be back in Tirisfal. That's where everything started for us guys. I get a little bit nostalgic. At the Bulwark we are told that the Alliance is using the Felstal farm as a hideout for the soldiers and to grow crops. So we head over there, kill some of those meatbags and place explosives all over the farm. Are you guys ready for a big bang?
Yes, explosions! That was disappointing.
Yeah, I have to agree. Nevertheless, we head back there to meet up with our superior, the Forsaken warrior Lindsay Ravenson. She tasks us to take one of her Valkyries to kill more farmers and raise them as Forsaken. No doubt, this is one of my favorite quests. I can't really tell why.
Nice.
But hang on, didn't we already do a similar quest in the past? We did. I just can't remember who gave us that quest. Lindsay even communicates via the Valkyrie with us. That sounds really familiar. I just can't remember. No point in overthinking it now. We kill some more human scum, turn them into Forsaken, and use our new formed army to kill an abomination. With that little distraction out of the way, we are ready to head back to Underhull as the battle for the town resumed. The Lions started to attack us and it's finally time to drive them out of the town. After thinning the numbers and lifting up their spirits... Get it? Lifting up? That's funny? No? Okay. We meet up with Lindsay Ravenson again and it turns out that she was actually Sylvanas in disguise. I wasn't prepared for that. Hang on.
Roo?
Wait a second. Alright, I'm ready. So our waifu asks us to conquer the town for her, and we agree of course. We use the Valkyrie once again to raise the undead and wreak havoc amongst the Alliance. Just as we reach their post to kill Tessarian, it turns out that he's already gone. Nevertheless, that's another victory for us. Look at that. Sylvanas is proud of me. She's so into me. Last but not least, we witness a confrontation between Kultira and our Dark Lady. She was well aware of the truce between Kultira and Tessarian, and for his failure to conquer Underhull earlier, she banishes him into the dungeon of Undercity. No, I wouldn't want to be that guy. Underhull belongs to the Horde now, our waifu is pleased with us, and the day is saved. Can we stay here for a bit before we move on?
No, we have to go.
Okay. So let's switch over to the Alliance. As you may have already guessed, a huge part of the storyline there is their perspective of the battle for Underhull. This part plays out almost the same, but that was to be expected. Although we get to meet the Death Knight Tessarian this time around.
Roo, look, he also got a sidekick. Maybe you can get some tips from him.
For the 100th time, I am not your sidekick.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
So we kill some Scourge again and free Underhull of them by chasing Darkmaster Gantling away. So let's talk about the Alliance's preparation for the battle against the Horde. We travel to the Chillwind camp and have to gather some feathers for arrows. That's kinda random. We also have to collect some bear meat for a group of farmers. Things get a little bit more interesting as we are asked to go to Sorrow Hill to free a bunch of tormented spirits.
No, not the ghosts again!
Further preparations have us going to the tomb of Uta the Lightbringer to ask for his blessing. Now this visit may seem trivial to you, but this is a great place to visit for you lore lovers out there. Not only does the place look nice, but Uta the Lightbringer is a very important character in the lore of Warcraft. Why? Well, he was just one of the first paladins ever and the leader of the Silver Hand. He was a crucial part of the alliance until he got killed by his pupil, Arthas Menethil. I don't know if you already know that guy, I may have mentioned him once or twice. But we did not only ask for that guy's blessing there. The High Priest of the Tomb tells us there's a crypt nearby filled with Scourge enemies, and we decide to head there to kill them and grab their weapons. If the alliance is one thing, it's cost efficient. We bring their weapons to the Withering Haunt, where our farmer friends settled in. As you can imagine, the Forsaken aren't too happy with the new tenants, and we help the farmers fighting them off. Not only that, we train them a little bit by fighting a nearby abomination. The interesting part about this storyline is that we figure out that Tassarian didn't really break the truce between him and Cortira, but the farmers did. Those gung-ho crazy dudes attacked the horde first, and now it's time to clean up their mess. We also learned that Sylvanas employed her Valkyries to take out the alliance. Hang on. She didn't tell me about that earlier. Is she keeping secrets from me? No, that can't be it. I'm sure she just forgot to tell me.
You are so weird.
The only way to turn the tide of battle now is to kill the Valkyries and take out their leader Aradne. And this quest gives the previous Valkyrie quest a run for its money for my favorite quest in the Plaguelands.
Nice.
But it turns out that our efforts were for naught, as the Forsaken troops are too powerful and too great in numbers. The only thing we can do now is to retreat out of Anderhall. But that doesn't explain why we found Therese school that earlier. But wow, we actually did almost the same quests, but saw a different story. Hey Blizzard.
Yes?
I'm sorry for giving you so much flack in the past episodes. You did good this time.
Thanks. Hey, do you want to buy a wicked new helmet?
Get out of here before I change my mind.
I take one.
But those aren't the only things to do in the Western Plaguelands. One point of interest is the Mander's Steed. This is the Cenarian Circle's base of operation. Here we see that the druids are actually doing a pretty good job in returning the Plaguelands to its former state. We meet some of the Cenarian druids there and are asked to help out one of their new students, the troll Kiki. That can't be too difficult. Alright then, transform and attack. No, the enemy is over here. No, now you're getting further away. Zen, what the heck are you doing? And now he transformed into a sea lion. I may not be cut out for this whole teaching thing. But you know what I'm good at? Killing stuff. Oh, look at that zombie! It got a little apple on its head. That's so cute!
He never says that I'm cute.
Talking about zombies, I thought that the Cenarian Circle already had some success revitalizing the Plaguelands. Maybe they should start to get rid of those infected corn crates that are still lying around.
Do you want zombies? That's how you get zombies.
The actual cause for the continued infestation of the Plaguelands is a new Scourge Cauldron, still active at Garon's Withering. While we take care of that nuisance, we also check out the old farm to gather some mementos for the returned war veteran Del Garon. We investigate the matter further and come across a cult of the Damned Post. Here we learn that they are not only using their new plague to infest the wildlife, but to raise the dead too. And we can't have that, can we? Oh, look at the time. It's ass-kick o'clock again.
Stop it, it's just embarrassing at this point.
But I want to have a catchphrase too.
Let's just move on.
Okay. I want to show you another interesting spot. Halfglen. A couple of minutes earlier I told you that the Scarlet Crusade made its base of operation there. That's not true anymore. The Argent Crusade came to the Plaguelands and drove those sealed rats out. And that's another income faction I haven't talked about yet. So let me give you a really short introduction. The Argent Crusade is an organization of holy warriors, mostly paladins, working with the goal of ridding the world of the Scourge and the Lich King. Judging from Arthas' defeat in the Wrath of the Lich King, they already did a pretty good job. With the big blue meanie out of the way, they now concentrate their efforts on restoring the Plaguelands and help the Cenarian Circle in that task. And you can meet them yourself if you make your way to the city of Halfglen. You even get to meet the Crusade's leader, Tyrion Fordring. He even got the sweet Lightbringer sword. Oops, that's not Tyrion Fordring.
That's my level 110 paladin. My bad. This is Tyrion Fordring.
That was just said.
But what do we actually get to do in Halfglen? Class is in session again, as we have to teach some Argent Crusade recruits how to kick ass. Teaching seems to be a theme in this episode. I don't know why. We also deal with the unusually active gnolls in the region and uncover that they are dabbling into necromancy. That's very unusual for those furry fucks. It also turns out that someone is supplying them with regions from Halfglen. Seems like we got a mystery in our hands. So let's go interview some of the people of Halfglen. And that's all I can play before I get a copyright strike. Sorry. One name does come up often during our investigation. Magus Bisp. So we head to the guy's tower and ask him some question. Just to be immediately attacked by him. Now that's shady if you ask me. Of course I defend myself. But that doesn't change the fact that we just killed a member of the Argent Crusade on their home turf. Understandably, High Lord Fordring isn't that pleased about that. Or so it seemed. He's actually pretty chill with it, since he was tracking down Bisp for the past weeks. Seems like that manslaughter did solve some problems. And that sums up our experience in the Western Plaguelands. Now you may say, hang on. It's called the Western Plaguelands. Are there other Plaguelands too? Yes, there are the Eastern Plaguelands too, but those are going to be the topic of our next video. Alright Boomer, let's head back home. So Boomer, what did we learn today?
Did you suck as a teacher?
Can't really argue with that, to be honest. If you ask me what my favorite part was, I have to say the Battle of Anderhall, of course. For obvious reasons. I can recommend the Western Plaguelands to all of you who are looking for a Scourge-focused storyline. The environment looks great and there are some nice little references spread throughout, like the infected corn crate that I showed you earlier, and the destroyed Scarlet Crusade outpost. I wonder who did that. If you enjoyed this video, let us know by hitting the like button or leaving a comment.
And become a Kegaboo today by hitting the subscribe button. Do it! Do it now!